Script. Microsoft is silently killing your PC performance. Turn this off. Immediately. Microsoft's own support documentation, updated and publicly confirmed in October 2025, now specifically lists the Windows settings on your PC that are actively slowing it down. Not third-party performance optimization tools, not obscure registry hacks, not outdated forum advice from 5 years ago that may or may not still reliably apply. Microsoft's own published official guidance now names OneDrive syncing, Windows visual effects, startup applications, and background app activity as confirmed performance drains that the vast majority of users leave running at full strength without ever knowing their individual impact on system speed. The company that built the operating system has now publicly and officially documented that these default settings installed on every Windows PC are costing users speed, daily responsiveness, and in the case of gamers, measurable and independently quantified frame rate performance. NeoWin on October 4th, 2025, and How To Geek on October 13th, 2025. Both independently covered Microsoft's published guidance, and each arrived at the same direct confirmed conclusion. Microsoft has now openly and publicly admitted these default settings slow your PC down. The question is no longer whether the problem exists at all. Microsoft has now confirmed it publicly, officially, and clearly in writing. The question now is only whether you personally know which specific settings those are and exactly where to find and change each of them on your own Windows machine. This video covers every confirmed one of them in sequence with the exact confirmed navigation path for each one. OneDrive syncing, which Microsoft explicitly and officially states, can slow your computer and your internet connection. Windows visual effects, which Microsoft confirms, consume system resources and can be adjusted for immediate measurable responsiveness gains. Startup applications, which Microsoft documents as capable of slowing your boot time and increasing background resource usage, with specific confirmed CPU and disk thresholds that Task Manager measures and displays for every app. Background app activity, which Microsoft recommends, restricting in its confirmed published performance guidance, and for gamers specifically, virtualization-based security and memory integrity, a confirmed setting that Tom's Hardware's benchmark testing found costs up to 10% frame rate in WOM. Microsoft Flight Simulator, it improves 1% lows by as much as 15% on a high-end gaming system when disabled. All of it is officially confirmed and documented directly by Microsoft. All of it is immediately and reversibly fixable on any Windows 11 machine. None of it requires anything beyond opening your own Windows settings and making the specific changes that Microsoft's own support pages now explicitly recommend. OneDrive is pre-installed on every retail and OEM copy of Windows 11 and configured to begin syncing automatically by default from the moment you complete sign-in. The confirmed syncing process runs continuously in the background at all times, uploading files from your documents, desktop, and pictures folders to Microsoft's cloud servers while simultaneously monitoring your file system for any new changes to upload. Microsoft's confirmed official support documentation on OneDrive. Syncing is entirely direct. If syncing is slowing down your computer or your internet connection, you can pause it. Those are Microsoft's own confirmed words, taken directly from their official support documentation. The confirmed pause options Microsoft officially provides are 2 hours, 8 hours, or 24 hours, accessed by right-clicking the OneDrive Cloud icon in your Windows system tray and selecting Pause, syncing from the menu. For users who want a permanent solution rather than any timed pause, Microsoft also officially supports unlinking your PC from OneDrive entirely, which stops all automatic syncing without deleting your already uploaded cloud files. The confirmed performance impact of OneDrive syncing is most noticeable in two specific and predictable situations. The first is immediately after Windows startup, when OneDrive initializes alongside every other startup process and begins actively checking for file changes while your entire system is still loading and settling. The second is anytime you are working with large files or have recently moved significant amounts of data into a synced folder, because OneDrive's background upload process directly and continuously competes with all other applications for both CPU time and available internet bandwidth. If your PC feels noticeably sluggish immediately after startup or your internet speeds seem reduced while you work, OneDrive, running its sync process in the background, is one of the first confirmed culprits Microsoft's own documentation specifically points to. Windows visual effects are the animations, transparency layers, drop shadows, and fine rendering details that make Windows 11 look visually polished. The smooth window minimizing animations, the translucent frosted glass taskbar effect, the drop shadows rendered under every icon and menu, and the soft fading transitions between screens. Microsoft's confirmed. Performance documentation is explicit on this specific point. These visual effects actively use system resources, and adjusting them can improve overall responsiveness, particularly on systems with limited RAM or integrated graphics cards. The confirmed setting to find and change is located by searching for Adjust the Appearance and Performance of Windows directly in the Start menu search bar, or by right-clicking this PC, selecting Properties, then clicking Advanced System Settings on the left, and then clicking the Performance Settings button under the Advanced tab. Inside that Performance Options window, the confirmed option to select is Adjust for best performance, which turns off every single animation and visual effect simultaneously with one click. Alternatively, selecting Custom lets you manually disable specific individual effects while keeping any that you want to retain. Microsoft's Confirmed Performance Guidance names visual effects as one of exactly two settings, alongside OneDrive syncing, that Microsoft itself specifically called out in October 2025 as settings that definitely slow your PC. How2Geek's confirmed October 2025 coverage specifically noted that the visual effects setting is most impactful on lower end and older hardware where the GPU and CPU share limited resources more directly. On a modern high-end desktop or recent laptop, the daily performance difference from disabling visual effects is marginal. On any PC running with 8 GB of RAM or less, or on any machine using integrated graphics rather than a dedicated GPU, turning off visual effects is one of the fastest confirmed performance improvements that Microsoft's own documentation recommends making. Startup applications are programs that Windows automatically launches at every single boot, before you have consciously opened a single app yourself. Microsoft's confirmed official documentation on startup applications explains that these apps can measurably slow your boot time and increase background resource usage throughout the entire session that follows. Task Manager provides a confirmed and direct way to see exactly which apps are loading at startup. and quantifies their individual impact using Microsoft's own defined performance thresholds. A startup app classified as low impact by Task Manager uses under 300 milliseconds of CPU processing time and under 292 kilobytes of disk activity during the startup sequence. Medium impact means the app uses between 300 milliseconds and 1 full second of CPU time, or between 292 kilobytes and 3 megabytes of disk activity during startup. High impact means the app consumes over 1 full second of CPU processing time, or over 3 megabytes of disk activity during every single boot. The confirmed path to manage startup apps is Task Manager. Open it with the Control, Shift, Escape keyboard shortcut, then click the Startup Apps tab. Every app listed there, with a status of enabled, is automatically running at every single boot. Every app listed as high impact is confirmed to be consuming over 1 second of CPU time or 3 megabytes of disk access at every single startup. Right-clicking any listed app and selecting Disable immediately removes it from startup without uninstalling or otherwise affecting the application itself. The app remains fully available to open manually, whenever you want it. It simply will not run automatically at every boot and will no longer contribute to the background resource load that Microsoft's confirmed documentation directly identifies as a performance drain. The most common confirmed high-impact startup culprits that Task Manager will flag are automatic update checker services for third-party applications, additional cloud storage clients beyond OneDrive, communication apps like Teams or Slack that configure themselves to load at startup by default, and manufacturer-installed utility software that OEM vendors add to new PC builds. For gamers and anyone running a Windows 11 PC built in the last 3 years, the most significant confirmed single performance setting to know about is virtualization-based security, specifically the memory integrity feature found under Core Isolation in Windows Security settings. Microsoft's confirmed Learn documentation on memory integrity explains that it is a hardware-level security feature that uses Windows virtualization technology to protect the Windows kernel from malware, specifically targeting low-level system processes. Microsoft directly confirms in that same documentation that older processors relying on software emulation to support this feature will experience a noticeably bigger confirmed impact on overall system performance. Tom's Hardware's confirmed benchmark testing, conducted on a Core i9 13900K processor with 32 gigabytes of DDR5 6600 memory and a GeForce RTX 4090 graphics card across a 15-game test suite, confirmed exactly what Microsoft's own documentation implies. Disabling VBS improved overall gaming performance by a confirmed up to 5%, improved performance specifically in Microsoft Flight Simulator by approximately 10%, and improved 1% lows, the critical smoothness metric that directly measures how well a system handles its most demanding rendered scenes, by as much as 15%. Far Cry 6 and Cyberpunk 2077 with ray tracing both showed confirmed gains above 5% in their respective most demanding benchmark scenarios. The confirmed navigation path to reach this specific setting is Windows Security, then Device Security, then Core Isolation details, where you will find the memory integrity toggle. On most systems currently running Windows 11, this toggle is on by default because Microsoft enables it automatically as part of the Windows 11 installation process on all compatible hardware. Turning it off requires one system restart and removes a confirmed layer of kernel-level hardware-backed malware protection. Microsoft's confirmed documentation is fully transparent about this exact trade-off. The security benefit is real and officially documented, the performance cost is real and independently benchmarked, and the decision of which consideration matters more on your specific machine is one Microsoft explicitly leaves to each individual user. For a dedicated gaming PC that has no driver compatibility issues with memory integrity and runs behind a router firewall with fully current software, the performance gain from disabling it is the largest single confirmed and independently measurable performance change available anywhere within Windows 11 settings. Background app activity is the fourth confirmed Microsoft recommended setting to address, and it covers all applications that continue running, checking for notifications, syncing data, and consuming CPU and memory resources, even when you are not actively using them. Microsoft's confirmed performance guidance specifically recommends setting background app permissions to never for any application that does not have a clear active functional need to run continuously in the background. The confirmed path to manage individual app with background permissions is Settings, then Apps, then Installed Apps, where you can select any individual installed app and manage its specific background activity permissions. On Windows 11, Settings, then System, then Power and Battery, then Battery Saver Settings also allows you to restrict background activity across all installed apps simultaneously whenever Battery Saver mode is active, a setting that delivers confirmed performance benefits even on desktop PCs that are running directly from a wall power outlet. The combined confirmed effect of all 4 changes, pausing or unlinking, OneDrive syncing, switching visual effects to adjust for best performance, disabling high-impact startup applications, and restricting background app activity, is a measurably faster system at startup, noticeably better responsiveness during active use, and consistently lower background resource consumption throughout every working session. For gamers who additionally make the memory integrity change that Tom's hardware confirmed across that 15-game suite, the frame rate and 1% low improvements are fully quantified, independently conducted, and documented on named specific hardware platforms. Microsoft's October 2025 public acknowledgement that these settings slow down Windows PCs is significant not because the technical reality is new. PC enthusiasts and experienced system builders have known about each of these trade-offs for years, but because the company that ships Windows with every one of these settings enabled by default has now publicly published its own official guidance, specifically telling everyday users to turn them off. Every single setting described in this video is confirmed directly in Microsoft's officially published support pages and Microsoft Learn documentation. Every navigation path given throughout this video is confirmed accurate for Windows 11. Every performance figure and specific claim cited in this video comes directly from either Microsoft's own official support documentation or Tom's Hardware's independently conducted and publicly published benchmark testing on fully specified and publicly named hardware. The complete confirmed set of all 4 general performance changes, plus the optional memory integrity change, specifically for gamers, takes well under 15 minutes to make on any Windows 11 system. The full confirmed performance benefit of every change described begins at the very next system boot.